For another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name is Adams Lofmulajide, and you all are welcome specially. It is another Wednesday, the second day in the month of November 2022, and it's a pleasure. This is the 178th episode, and on this episode, we'll be looking at how to become an authority in your niche. I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you fairly. I hope your business is soaring, or probably if you're into freelancing, or you are coaching some people, or you're doing whatever it is that like you're doing. Even if you're running a 9 to 5, I hope all is well with you and everything is exceptionally well. All right. So if this is your first time of being a part of the show and you're probably wondering what this whole thing is about, well, this is the Otumba Adams Show, and yes, you can see my name on the screen right now. And I talk about entrepreneurship. I talk about freelancing. I talk about building yourself right in every way possible and help you to grow in your business. Okay, so if you're out there, you would like to say hello to me, you know how to do it. Just put your name and your location in the comment section. And if we are still live while you when you comment, rather, I would give you a shout out and say hello to you. All right, so let's jump into what we have for today. I said that like today's episode is how to become an authority in your niche. Now, one of the things that I have come to realize that like over time, we all hope to be known for what we are good at. We want people to know us that like, yes, this person stands for this thing, this person is good at that thing. And really, being an authority has its perks, has its advantages, and it is not as easy sometimes as we think trying to become an authority in that thing, because you have to start from the grassroots. You have to be you have to know where you are going. You can't just be random, right? You can't be here today and then like be there tomorrow. You have to like be focused as to where you are heading to, and what you want to be known for on the long run. And that is what basically I'll be treating today and I'll be talking about. All right. So if you would like to become an authority, now I am assuming that right now that like you already have a niche that you want to be focused on, right? You want people to know you for a particular thing, right? In a particular industry, that is where you want people to know you. Okay. The first thing I wrote here is that like you need to start from a sub niche as a beginner, meaning that like you need to narrow down some more as a beginner, because you cannot just start what's the word now? You cannot just start saying that like I am this is what I stand for in a particular industry where there are so many giants, right? You can't just start off from that point. You have to like be able to like ask yourself that like, okay, how can I narrow down further, right? Let's say I am into the business niche, for example, right? There are a lot of business gurus out there. You cannot just call yourself a business guru. You need to ask yourself that, okay, what aspects of the business do I want to focus on? Huh? Okay, what aspects of the business do I want to focus on? And then like what's the word? You could be say it could be within say forex, it could be within affiliate marketing, it could be within farming, right? How to like make money via what's it called, a part of the farm that like you want to be known as. So you need to know a sub niche within the industry, right? I know that like I'm talking about the wealth niche, but within the wealth niche, you need to ask yourself like, okay, how can I break it down? And if you feel that like even within that space that you are, right, there are so many people out there, you need to like ask yourself that like, how can I go deeper? What am I very, very good at? The same way, you cannot just be a PhD holder in the university. It has to be in a particular field that is not so general. It goes to show that like you're trying to like dig deeper and tell people that like within this niche, I am an authority in it. Now, in other aspects, I could have a say, but I am best known for this part of this industry that like I am trying to like focus on. So it's always better for you to like start off right within a sub niche. Even we as people, when we went to secondary school, at some point we had to go from the general class to science, commercial, and arts. And even when you go to the university or you went to a polytechnic or a college of education, you still had to break it further. You had to like be exceptional at a particular field. So also, if you want to be an authority in the world, right, or in the business aspect, you need to first of all start off on or focus on a particular niche, right, and then go deep and then tell yourself like, okay, how can I be known for this sub niche that I want to go into? Now, after that, You then need to then ask yourself that, like, okay, who are my audience? Who are the people that I want them to listen to my message? You need to be able to profile your audience. You need to be able to have an avatar of your audience. What is their gender? What is their political views? What is their location? What is their interests? Are they married? Are they single? Are they within a particular age range? You need to ask all these questions. What are the things that like make them not to sleep at night? What are their worries that I can give answers to? You need to know all these things because you already have experience in them. You need to know, okay, or maybe sometimes you could actually ask yourself that, like, where am I coming from? Before I got to this level, who was I before I was able to transform to this particular level? And that itself would actually give you an idea. Those people that like you're trying to like talk to, that you're trying to like show that, like, yes, I am actually an authority in this niche, and you really, really, really need to listen to me. Okay, so that's the second part. The third part is you need to have a message and a tone of voice. It is very, very important, right? You cannot just say that, like, because I am into this niche, I will just talk generally. You need to have that, like, hey, I am not just for everybody. This is what I believe in, and I am standing by it, even if it is radical. You need to let people realize that, like, this is what I am standing for. This is what I believe in, right? And if you love my message, then be my follower. All right. But if you're just trying to like dodge and you just want to be everywhere, you just want to like today you're talking about this, tomorrow you're talking about that, you are not really having a stand, right? Then people will know that, like, you are not really someone that like they can follow, because one of the criteria for people to follow you is because you have a message to pass across and you have a tone of voice that you use in passing that message across. It is very, very critical. It is very, very important. Now, people would criticize you for your stand, people would criticize you for your message, but it only goes to show that, like, those are not the people you are trying to like pass your message across to. They are not your people. They are not the people that like you want them to see you as an authority in that niche. So when they are throwing their jabs at you, do not mind people saying it, because people would always talk. People would always say that, like, you are not good enough. You are not meant to be in this particular aspect, or like your message does not resonate with what you believe in. It is because you already have a mindset rather. And in this world that we live in, it's always an us against them. When people feel that like you are going against the norm, against the what's the word, against what they believe in, then they definitely will see you as an enemy. It doesn't say that like your message is not right. It is just how human beings are programmed. Because on the long run, when you also become an authority, your own followers also, when they see someone new, when they see something different, they might also bring them down, say that like, hey, this is not the way. Does that say that like their message is not right or their message may not stand the test of time? No. It only goes to show that like that is how human beings behave, and you need to realize this early enough. So it is best for you to have a message, have a tone of voice, and then push forward from there. Number 4 on the list is choose the channel you will use to communicate to your audience. Now, you need to ask yourself that, like, where do these people hang out? It is very, very important, right? If it's going to be on radio, if it's going to be people who read the newspaper, if it's going to be people who watch the TV, if it's going to be on social media, whether it's going to be on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, what's other one again? Quora, wherever you feel your target audience is, you need to know where they gather the most. It doesn't say that like you can still not post on other platforms, but you first of all need to focus on the part or on the place where they are more gathered, right? Go there, start speaking your language, start speaking your message to them. Let them realize that, like, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want, because I know that you guys are here and I'm here to also mingle with you guys. I'm also here to resonate with you guys. I know what you guys are going through, and I am trying as much as possible to speak your language. Now, from there, you can then now move on to other platforms where other people are actually, where other people or where the same people that you're trying to target are, but they are not that much. But first, focus on the part or the place that, like, you know that, hey, this is where these people gather the most. This is where they are. I need to like start off from that place. So you need to have a channel that like you'd actually use to push your message forward, and then from there, we'll move on to the next number, which is going to be the number 5 on my list, and that is you need to learn to provide value. Now, I have always said something that like people would not care how much you know until they know how much you care, and trying to show that you care about people you need to learn to give value to them. You need to learn to like speak what they need to hear, right? Teach them the things that they do not know. You know this thing, you claim to be an expert at it, then give them something for free, right? You need to learn that it might probably be like you always giving free information from time to time. It might probably be like you created an ebook and then you share it for free. It might probably be that like you created one thing or the other that people have been having difficulty with. And because it is simple to you, right, it's easier for you to be able to like teach them. Now, it doesn't say that like people would not part with their money on the long run if you are hoping to like make money off that platform, but you need to give enough value for people to trust you. Now, I've spoken about this thing all the time that like for people to be able to like part with their money, right, they need to know you, they need to trust you, they need to like you. And in trying to like do these three things rather, you need to be able to like give as much value to people, right? People need to know that like this guy is someone that like, even though he wants us to pay on the long run, but he has given us so much value that we cannot but see this person as an authority in that niche. All right. So always make sure that you give value to people, and it will surprise you that like when you give value to people, people all over the world would seek you out because you have given value over time. They would always, especially when you're good at what you're doing, they would always seek you out to want to be close to want to be your followers, to want to always listen to you per time. All right. Moving on to the next one, we have the consistent. All right. Now, I know that like we giving value, having a voice, and all that. If you're not consistent with what you're doing, believe me, people would feel that like this person is not serious. You need to show up every single time. Show up and let people realize that like, hey, I am the man for the job because I am consistent. I do not feel, even when I am having a downtime, I am there, right? You are always showing up every single time. So also, I'm going to use people who probably started churches years back, and then right now their churches are mega churches. It is only because they were consistent, they had a tone of voice, they gave value consistently for a number of years before they started having large followers, and followers started becoming like their armies, right? They started becoming their disciples, or people who also are like them, and then like take the same message to other areas, acting the same way you are acting. All right. It's the same way it is. You need to be consistent with what you're doing for you to be able to be seen as an authority on the long run. And then number 7 is look for speaking engagement. Now, this is very, very important. You need to have a platform that you would be able to like speak. Now, I know that like we've talked about what's the word on having a platform whereby you send your message, right? But also you also need to be able to have a platform whereby people can ask you questions, people can actually engage with you, people can actually say that like, hey, this is the problem I'm having, what is your solution? And when people hear you talk, when people say that like, okay, you are very vast in this particular aspect of your life, then they begin to believe you that like, yes, this person is actually worth following. This person is actually an authority in that niche. And it can only happen when you have speaking engagement. It's very, very important, no matter how little. You could probably go for radio interviews, you could go for podcast shows. We have Twitter spaces, you could be on the TV, but make sure that like people always see that. We also have conferences, by the way, right? Make sure people always see you, and you are always trying to like have or find ways that you can express what you know. It's very, very important. Let people know that like you are good enough for what you're trying to say you are good at. Okay. And the last point that I have here is that make sure that like you build a relationship with experts and influencers. This is very, very important because one of the ways you can actually grow is by also networking with people who are already ahead of you. Now, just because you are new, right, and then you feel that like, yes, I have a message to pass across. If you are not given a platform to be able to speak, a higher platform, right, nobody is going to know you no matter how good you are. But if you are able to network with influencers, if you are able to network with people who are experts, people who others already know, then it makes your journey easier and you're being known as an authority faster. It's very, very important that like you have that uh, that network with other people that are already out there, that are already doing great things. Network with them, all right? Create a bond with them, send them messages, be valuable to them also, all right? Help them with their problems that they have. And before you know it, they would also try to like promote you over time and say that, like, hey, you need to listen to this guy. I have listened to him. He has been a ton of blessing to me. And I also feel that like you, my followers, would also get to enjoy from this particular person. And that is how you get to grow over time. All right. Leveraging on the fact that like you are riding on the wings of other people who are already ahead of you, who are already doing exceptional things. Now, if you have the money to spend to be able to like get this, oh well, but if you do not, then please note that like there's going to be a space for service. All right. You need to like show these people that you are worth them bringing on their platforms, because so many people actually mess up opportunities. So many people actually mess up the fact that like some people have tried to help them, and people are cautious these days. So you need to show that like I am not that kind of person that like would actually mess up opportunities. Give me that space, or like let me show you rather that like I can actually deliver, right, by being submissive over time. I know that like the word submissive sometimes has been misconstrued, and then people would actually feel that like, what do I mean? But really, there's always a place for service for you to be able to like gain the trust of these people, and from there they will be able to like put you on their platforms as well. And this brings us to the end of today's episode. I didn't know I was going to stay this long. This is like the longest I've done in a very long while. All right, so please, if you are still watching right now, make sure to like and subscribe and share with your loved ones and tell people about the show. Okay, my name remains Adam Tulofemi Olajide, and as I always say, be the best version God has created you to be. And again, rather, this weekend. All right, guys, bye bye.